Hello, my name is Khadija Abdullah. I did my paper on corporate communication, and the title of my paper is Advertising Using Social Media Platforms. So, I really wanted to talk about advertising using social media because everybody uses social media now, and I think it is increasing and growing. Everyone is using some kind of social media. So I wanted to really talk about how businesses are targeting social media on how to advertise for their products. I think this is very important just because they're shifting really from the traditional type of advertising to social media advertising. So I found this really nice quote from Rick Sweeney, the professor at the University of Cincinnati. And it says social media marketing is the ability to use non traditional communication and connection to build a brand. So the key word here is non traditional, and it's non traditional because it's new and it's different. And we'll see all the ways of how it's different. So social media is really changing the way people are communicating and adapting to the new ways of communication now. So it's caused businesses to be inspired and get creative on how to use these platforms for their market and be able to build their brand, right? Some examples of these social media platforms are Facebook. Of course, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are on Facebook or have used Facebook or know somebody that uses Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and now TikTok. So a lot of people have used some kind of social media platform for their personal use and maybe even business use. So, what are these traditional marketing strategies? So, before social media, of course, businesses had to advertise their products on newspapers, television, radio, mails, billboards, posters and magazines, or word of mouth. These are your traditional ways of marketing. What are the differences really between the traditional marketing and the social media marketing? Really, advertising using traditional marketing is more secure and reliable. Just because you're putting your money in it and you're paying a lot of money to advertise your product out there, and it's really more preferred just because it's always been the preferred and traditional method of advertising. Whereas with social media marketing, I think that it is convenient because you don't really have to go through another firm to help you advertise for your product. It is very easy, touch of a button. You create your business on social media platforms and you really target customer demands. And it's selective branding just because I think that most people that use social media are in the age of 18 and 40. And so businesses are really able to target their consumers. It's very effective as well. And I'll talk about in the next slides how. And really, communication through social media is big because people are able to interact globally about products in businesses. So, how do businesses advertise on social media? Businesses use algorithms they search for results, likes, and users to target their preferences of what they want to see. So they design methods for collecting information and that is required to address the issues. And they design methods for collecting information that manage and implement the data collection process. They analyze these results and communicate the findings of their implications in order to target their specific consumers. they use these platforms then to draw their selected consumers' attention, and they use their preferences and ideas to target their market goal. So new businesses use the strategy as well to gain popularity and to put their name out there, to have name recognition. Because obviously, if you have a new business, it's very hard to really get your name out there, to really get your business going. So I think social media is the perfect platform to really do this, because you can really get a conversation going very fast using social media. So I wanted to show how I get an advertisement, and I'm going to show you next on Instagram. I am expecting a baby next month, and so I've been getting these pop-up ads of baby products, and I'm getting them because I have been searching on Google and Instagram for baby products. And every time I scroll through Instagram or Facebook now, I get these ads of other baby products that are trying to sell me. So they know their consumers, they've targeted the consumers, and I'm one of them. And now I'll be interested to buy something like this, which I was. So yeah, this is the perfect way of how businesses use these algorithms to target their consumers and reach their selected customers and consumers to brand their product. How do social media platforms affect businesses? Really, consumer feedbacks and responses using direct communication. So consumers talk to businesses about how they feel about the product, really, and this is very crucial for businesses, because they need to know how their customers feel about the products that they have come up with. And there's a free flowing use of communication in social media and opinions to get feedback. So there are people talking back and forth about products in a business, and businesses need to see this so they know what people are expecting for their products. It's really important. Whereas you wouldn't see this if you use a traditional advertisement. Because obviously you wouldn't really know what your customer feels about your product. So consumers can see updates to their preferred products and brands and stores, and can see what's coming in social media. So they're able to see the future products, and this is very important as well. So we have positive feedbacks and negative feedbacks. And obviously we know that positive feedbacks enhance sales and negative feedbacks decrease sales. But all in all, I found this other quote from Rick Sweeney that says, it doesn't matter if people are talking about your product in a good way or a bad way, you're getting your product out there anyway. And I thought this was really important, because I have been seeing people talk about IKEA furniture tipping over a lot. And it's basically important just because people are talking about IKEA, okay, in a bad way, but people are talking about IKEA, and other people that haven't known about IKEA are now like, oh, IKEA. So maybe they won't buy furniture, but they will buy something else. So now more people know about IKEA just because they've been talking about a product that, had a negative feedback. So the market approach in business and the way businesses market their brand is by connecting and blogging, and they link their feeds for consumer feedbacks, and then they do their research and then market their product out there. So what is this shift really from traditional to social media marketing? I think that there has been an increased use of internet over the past 10, 20 years. And so this has really caused businesses to rely on social media for advertisement. And so people use more social media, as I said before, platforms like Facebook. People don't watch television anymore. People don't read newspapers anymore so much. And so they are forced to use these platforms to target their consumers and customers. And I think that social media has just become the major form of entertainment rather than, TV or newspapers, excuse me, or things like that. So I think that that has really caused that shift from traditional social media marketing. Some businesses, though, still need to use the traditional marketing methods of marketing just because it's more reliable. For example, I chose the sports entertainment world where they still use television ads to brand their market. To market their brand, just because when a certain, type of group is watching sports, they're going to target their advertisement on, you know, a break from these sports, and they know what type of consumers are watching their sports right now. So they still use this method, and I think it's very effective still. So this is the only way, and this is the one of the examples that some businesses still use television ads to get their brand out there. Doesn't mean they don't use social media. I think that they still do, but I think that they still use the major form of television marketing as the traditional marketing. However, I found, this data that says that there's only 18% of TV ad campaigns that are effective today because people are able to skip ads. There is that feature now on TV, so it's kind of still, even though they're able to advertise on TV, people are still not so much interested in watching that on television. And that is the end of my presentation. So I just thought it was very important to talk about social media marketing now because it's just changed the world completely. And I really wanted to focus my paper on that. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.